Okay, welcome everybody to Microsoft 365 Virtual Marathon. And I hope you're having a great conference. And today we have Adnan Amin, who will be presenting SharePoint Adaptive Cards for Teams. So over to you, Adnan. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Chirag. Hey everyone, good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. So I welcome you all to the SharePoint Adaptive Cards session for Microsoft Teams, where I will be fetching data from SharePoint. And my name is Adnan Amin, and I'm a senior Microsoft consultant working for Insight, which is a Fortune 500 company. So before going to start, I want to share the Microsoft SharePoint conference is now be called as the Microsoft 365 Collaboration Conference, which is going to be held in March 2021 in Las Vegas this year. And a special thanks to all the sponsors who make this event possible, and do view them and visit their products. And if you haven't registered so far, because it's already you might have been in many of the sessions, but go to this URL and get a chance to win one of the Oculus quiz. And also, the conference organizers are giving 10% of the funds which they are getting from sponsors. And if you want to consider, then you can also donate some. So you share some donations to United Way and International Medical Corporation. So now, let me introduce myself. My name is Adnan Amin. Currently, I'm in Lahore, Pakistan, and I'm working as a senior Microsoft consultant for Insight, which I was part of PCM, but it is now required by Insight, which is a Fortune 500 companies. And I have over 15 years of experience of working on Microsoft technologies, and I am a Microsoft MVP for past since 2015. Sorry, there's a typo. I miss 2005. It should be 2015. And I am a Microsoft certified trainer since 2009. And I was also MCT regional lead for 5 years. And my biggest achievement so far is this Microsoft MVP award, which still I love it like crazy fan. And my favorite topic, on which I speak most of the time or write most of the time, are on SharePoint, SharePoint's migration, writing scripting on for SharePoint, and working on Teams and custom development on SharePoint, because I have been working on SharePoint since 2008. And I have experience of working on SharePoint 2007 server, 2010, 2013, 2016, and 2019 now, and also working on SharePoint Online. I did a lot of custom development which includes farm side custom development, server side, and also client side server custom development. And being a part of as a developer, I also speak on community forums and participated on many technical forums. And that's all about me. And I will be sharing my contact details later at the end of the slide. So today, what we will cover today, the topic which I will be covering today is on the adaptive cards. I will be sharing a detailed overview about adaptive cards, what are they and what are their detailed properties and how the schema would be available. Because it seems to be, because when I started first work on adaptive card, I was a bit worried that that's a new thing for me. But it has hardly taken a few hours for me to learn the adaptive card and prepare my first and execute my develop my first adaptive card. And I will be sharing an overview about Adaptive Card Designer, from where you can easily create schema JSON for adaptive cards. And if you do not have idea about SharePoint, I will be using a SharePoint list where I will be storing data, and I will be giving you a little overview about that how we are managing content on SharePoint. And then I will create a flow using Power Automate, and which will fetch the information from SharePoint list and generate a adaptive card. and then I will show you the demo that how we can I will show you a whole process that how creating a SharePoint list, and then creating a flow, and and generating schema for adaptive card and showing that on a Microsoft Teams channel. And let's move on. So adaptive cards are an open card exchange format enabling developers to exchange UI content in a common and consistent way. Here you can see that I'm showing you different applications like Outlook client, Teams, web chat, or you can also go with the Microsoft Board Framework, Cortana, and Timeline. These are different ways of generating content. And today we are living in an era of different devices. So this would be very beneficial and meet your users where they are. Means that modern digital life is hectic and users are constantly switching between devices, apps, and services to get their job done. And like we are doing with that, I'm connected to two separate teams. One I will be using on browser, and the second one which I'm currently doing this session connected. So this is how we are doing switching between devices and doing our job. And and uh, and adaptive cards help you to increase engagements and affect efficiency by injecting your actionable content directly into the apps that we use on day to day, and open your apps to extensibility, which means that we already have too much content on our existing applications, and there's an ecosystem of developers out there which can integrate your apps and can generate your adaptive cards, which would be reused according to your UI of the existing applications. And design card anywhere. Right now we have a design of an adaptive card, but it's not necessary that you need to use adaptive card designer for generating the design. That can be that can be used on any of the any of the any of the tool chain, because the adaptive card SDK includes a full configuration of APIs that allows you to deeply integrate card workflows into your existing tools. Now create, share, and discover reusable templates, because when you create, you can create new templates for adaptive cards. You can share with your other peers or with your other customers, and you can reusable those templates also, which could be which would save too much time. And now if I go to the goals for the adaptive cards. So if I say that it's portable, because to any app, device, and UI framework, it's open. Libraries and schemas are open source and shared, expressive, easy to define, easy to consume, uh, and sorry, and targeted at the long tail of content that developers want to produce, and purely declarative, which means that no code is needed or allowed. You only have to add JSON, which you have to use for writing all the script, and it will be a static context, and you need to add your dynamic content text to that one, and automatically styled. It is to the host application UX and brand guidelines, whatever the UI design of your existing application, adaptive card will automatically adopt that design. Either it's a mobile application or based on any operating system. If it's a tablet view, if it's a Teams application, or you are doing it in a browser application or Windows application, it will adopt the styling automatically. And like here, I'm sharing a few templates for the adaptive cards. And here one schema for all the applications, and which will minimize the cost of creating a card and maximize the number of places it can be used. Like you can write the same schema for your board framework, and you can use in the same schema for your Teams channel. And similarly, if you are going to write an actionable messages, you can use it in your actionable messages. If I go back to previous slide, Here you can see that these are different frameworks, and Outlook actionable messages, which I was discussing, that will allow you um, to fulfill your needs of daily tasks within no time, because you will get the email, like we get an email and we have to reply. But through actionable messages, you can perform any of the tasks, like you need to approve a task, approve an action, approve some leave application. You can directly, you will approve it through your actionable messages, or if you have to review something, you can do it from the Outlook actionable messages. And then actionable messages is also a type of adaptive cards. And richer expression, your content can be more closely aligned with your which want to you wherever you want to say, because you have a richer plate to paint with. And broad reach, your content will work across the broad set of applications without you having to learn new schemas. Input controls, there is a wide set of input which are available, which can gather information from you. Means using adaptive card, you can also create an input form, which could be very helpful for submitting data from different devices. And it will not require any. I have a development experience, but it will not require any development skills. You just need to play around with the schemas and have to configure it only. And better tooling, an open card ecosystem means better tooling that is shared by everyone. It can be used on any of the platform, because we already have a wide set of platforms. Now I will go with the adaptive cards structure detail, because adaptive card is a JSON serialized card object model. JSON is a way of data sharing. And if I go to the adaptive card structure, it have adaptive card body and actions. Here you can see that this is the body of the this is the adaptive card type, which is the main for the whole schema. And it is a root object which describes the adaptive card itself, includes its elements, makeup, actions, and how it should be spoken and how it should be look like. And the body element is made up of building blocks which are known as elements, and elements can be composed in nearly infinite arrangements. And this could be that, like we have a code block or on HTML templates, that how we design those. And actions, many cards have a set of we have requirements to perform certain actions to the adaptive card, just like I discussed earlier that with actionable messages on Outlook. So this property describes those actions which typically get rendered in an action bar at the bottom of the adaptive card, and I will be sharing about this on next slide. And here the type property, you can see here the type is showing the adaptive card, and now type is showing text box, and here type showing image. Is the is every element sorry, every element has a type property which identifies what kind of object it is. And looking at the above card, let me share. So here, if you check on this card, this is an image type, this is a header type, and this is a date type element. This is a tabular form listing, which you can see, and these are the action elements here, and these are three different card types, and these will have almost similar view on all the devices, but the look and feel will vary based on the device size and how it will look like on those devices. I will show you on designer that what are the devices, or what are the type of templates which are available to us, and how we can use them, and how much difference it will have. So adaptive elements are the most fundamental elements, like text block, image, which are used for different showing content on the field. And next is the container elements. Containers defines a collection of elements, and like on if I go back to the previous slide, you can see that this is a container which showing an image. This had name of the user and date, and this is also a type of container which is a column set. Sorry, and using this container we can define the layout of the adaptive card, and that was the fact set which I was saying that I was just missing the name, and and column set is also defined the collection of columns, and each column can have itself a container. And just like we have I will give you a real life example, like if you remember in HTML we can have div, and inside div we can have multiple divs the way we want to design the layout. And similarly for the image sets which contains the images, so that the UI can show appropriate photo gallery experience for a collection of images. And if I go to the input, these are the different when if I am going to adaptive card form, then I need multiple input elements, and there are different type of input elements which are available, like tax, date, time, number, choice set, and an input toggle, which and these each element have different properties. You want to set the properties to required or whatever you want to set, and these are just like we have properties in normal applications, but these are just like you do not need too much effort to configure those. And now I will let you know about the actions. There are three type of actions available: open URL, show card, and submit. Open URL, where a link will be available to open URL for external viewing, like we like a hyperlink. And show card will request a subcard to be shown to the user. Like inside a card, you can also expand the card. And submit button asks for all the input elements to be gathered up into an object, which is then sent to the through the some method by defined by the host application. Here this could be like action, like in action messages, where we have a text box, or we want to submit, we want to approve or reject a request, or even if we are taking input to we have created an input form and we want to submit that input form. And now I will go to the adaptive card templates. Here I'm just showing you to, I think that slide I will be, I'm just showing you to the actionable cards. Like here you can see this is how it will show up in email, from where you can approve the email directly. And here you can see a text box here, and from here you can simply reply to the request. You might have seen the similar thing emails from GitHub, when you that where you get an email from GitHub, and you can submit that your response directly to the email. So this is the similar behavior which is available to you on Outlook within Office 365, or you can also use it on Office 365 group emails. And let's move on to the. I will go, just a second. I'm just switching the screen and going to start the demo for the event. But before that, I just want to show you the Schema Explorer for the input types fields. Here you can see all the input types in the fields. If I click on text block here, you can see all the properties of a text block, that what would be the type, text, color of the font, and what will be the alignment of the form, if any subtitle, maximum number of lines. These all would be available to you guys. So it's just like that. It's quite rich set of properties are available, and these are the different containers. And this is the, let me show you the designer. And this is very handy. You can open it on your screens, and you can also play around it, that how easy it is to manage. And here you can see that because this is a designer which I have been using, and many of the other developers who are using to create adaptive card, that it's a template already available. This is the XML. This is a JSON which is used, which we will be exporting to our workflow as a adaptive card, which we will be using. And here is the properties declarative way that if you do not want to understand this one, you can easily contribute, modify. If you want to add any element, you can add it to here, or you can add the element to here, and it will be edited here, like factor I edited here, this one. And in this preview and in this designer, this adaptive card having set where which is used to fetch the information. And if I go to show you the preview mode, this is the preview mode, which how it will look like on the how it will look like on Teams or other applications. Now let's start the demo, and there I will be sharing the rest of the details, that what are the steps and how we are going further. Because right now I need the administrative access on Teams for creating these applications, and I'm already connected to the meeting as a guest, so I cannot use my desktop client. So this is the power of the devices, which I discussed earlier, that how fast we switch between devices. That if I have a requirement here to move to do my task, we have at least multiple options available within Microsoft, that I am using a different tenant account on my browser. I'm using multiple team accounts on the same channel, on the same machine. So here I have created a test site collection. This is the Microsoft Teams view. You already connected if you do not know. And if you have administrative access, you can create a new team for you. I already have created a team here, which having two. Let me check it. So I already have connected, and for demo, because I know, because I have hosted couple of events for today earlier today, and we have been face issues with a couple of you presenters, that the demos were not working. So to be on safe side, I already created a backup demo. So if nothing worked for me, then I will be showing you from there. But it's a very easy way to step-by-step process. So what I'm going to do, you can just follow the steps which I am doing it, that I will add a channel here, and I will name the channel as demo, and I'm not making any other change here. The channel will be created, and whenever we create a teams new team, it also creates a site collection at the backend, which is we call it group site. And if I click on this demo channel, it has nothing here. It's totally blank. And if I go to files, it will show me a document library from SharePoint, which is showing up some files. What I will do, because I haven't opened the SharePoint so far, and if you do not know how to go to your Teams SharePoint site, it's very easy to when you click on files from Journal. Journal is the default channel, and from any of the channels you can click on the files, and from files you can click on Open in SharePoint. Now I'm inside the SharePoint environment, and here I will click on site content. These are different type of document libraries and lists which are available, notebook, pages. So itself is a complete workspace collaboration environment. So, but I will stick to the current topic. So I already created a list here for the backup purpose, but I will let you know that because there are two type of lists and library content which we can save on SharePoint. One is called lists and the other is called document libraries. Lists are those where we will save the textual content, and libraries are those where we can save the documents. And and document can also have metadata like the properties and all those things. So we can either use a document library or we can use a SharePoint list for displaying our adaptive cards. So for creating a new list, you need to create a list here. Like I'm going to create a new list here. Employees. I'm not using any of the template. There are certain templates are available, but I'm not using any of the existing template. This is a template uh, for the list and default template, and from here I can create multiple type of columns here, but I'm not going to do those, and it's quite easy handy here. You can create the name type of column like writing the name as description. Description should be a multi-line text, so you can select a multi-line text and you can see all other properties here. So you can edit here, and you can also add to the default view, and you can see it will be added on the fly. And but instead of creating this list, I already have created a backup list here and added the content here. You can see it having description, department, and date of joining, and status column. And I already have some of the basic information here. So what I will do, I will create a adaptive card on this one, and you can see you can modify any of the details here, which is listed here. I have uploaded a picture on a separate site collection on a site assets library, which is also a type of document library, and share the URL here. And rest of the fields are text fields. One is a date field, and status is an active is an choice column choice field. So we should be good here. And now what we have done, that we have created so far, we have created a team site, and now sorry, have created a channel on team and went to the SharePoint site, where we have created a new SharePoint list and added a list item after creating few of the columns. Now what I will do, I click here, and if you have the administrative access or access on the power on the Microsoft Flow having the license, then you will see these options like Power Automate. I will open it in a new window. This is previously it is known as Microsoft Flows, but now it is known as my Power Automate, and it is the home for administrative page for all the flows. And here you can see list of my existing flows. So what I will do, I will create a new flow which will be used for display for generation of adaptive cards. And I will create a blank adaptive card flow here. I will name my flow, and but before that I need to switch to the teams. Just a second. Because I will be running, because we need some trigger to start the workflow, like whenever an item is added or whenever an item is selected or item is deleted, whatever the actions. There are a couple of actions when we need to trigger the workflow, because the flow is always used when something is triggered, like an item is added or some action is performed. So I will be running it on when an item is selected. So I will search for the for selected item. And if you want to work on flow, because it's working on workflows is also an quite working on workflows is also their business processes which we need to work on, and Microsoft Flow is a very useful tool for those. Previously, we have been using SharePoint Designer workflows and third-party workflow components. So it's it's the most richest. It's provide a variety of way to us to connect to generate our workflows. This is not only for SharePoint, but also for other applications like CRM, or if you want to even you want to connect to other external sources. So here I am unable to see my item, so I will skip here, and it will open me the workflow template here, and there I will search again for selected item. I will click on SharePoint. These are different type of application on which I can trigger the workflow. My flow application. I will click on here. Here you can see all the actions available for the flow, and I will see that if there is an item for selected for a selected item, I will click share this one, and now it will ask me for the connection, and because I am already logged into the browser, so it will take my credentials, but I need to pass the site URL. These are the different site URL site collection which have been created on my site. I will select this one because my channel is listed on this one, and the list, it will populate the list, and here I can see the list, the employees list which I have created, and also the adaptive card backup demo list which I will be using. And I will now create the next step, and here I will select the trigger on which the item will be performed for the perform. Let me select. Let me first rename the flow here. I'm naming is a demo for employees. Just renaming the layer. I will search for the get item here. I need to get this item. I just let me show you the previous step that I just search here for the get item because this would be quick for me. It will be listing all the items, but I need to search only for SharePoint. So here you can see all the items, what like checked out files. These are different properties are available. I will go for get item. Now there's an item for get items, but this will be fetching the collection of the items. And this is not my requirement. I need to get the get item. This one. And now I have to again select the set collection because this is a separate step. Have to select the list, and now here is the key. When I click here, it will open all the content, dynamic content, which will have all the fields which are available on this flow for me. I will pass on the ID of the select because I got the selected item ID from this step, from the previous step. I will select it here, and we'll click on the next step. And here we will select for the teams. So now I will stop here. Let me first select the teams here. And because we are doing it on for a channel, I will select this. Which I should select. Post your own. Okay, I will select this one. Post your own adaptive card as a flow board to a channel because it will be posting automatically to a channel whenever we perform the trigger from the SharePoint list. And it will ask me to select the team ID. My team is this one, which is Microsoft 365 Virtual Marathon. And here I will select this is a channel which I have created. And here this is the body where I will submit my adaptive card. Now I go back to the designer here, adaptive card designer, and I can see a question that is there a repository of adaptive card templates? So this is the repository of existing the adaptive card templates and Microsoft. If you go to the Microsoft site, I will share the URL which having a quite rich set of the adaptive cards available. And these are the different type of cards which we can develop. And even if I select like our Outlook Actionable, you will see the similar card structure here, which the look and feel will be changed according to the behavior. And here on the body, if you can see that the type is adaptive card, body is showing a container having items. This is just like similar structure which we have in HTML, that we have nested content, and there could be a more more fields like type. This is the item which is type is text block. This is the value of the text block, this one, and size is medium. Wrapping is true so that it will not be showing a straight line. And similarly, these are different type of content here. You can see the column set for the fields here, which is showing image of the person. This one, this is this portion, column set, and creating these 3 fields. And you don't need to do, and you can use any of the existing templates which are available, or you can create your own template as per your requirements, because it's very handy. It's a very handy tool. And similarly, if we go to these ones, and these are the adaptive cards. I just want to share another link with you, just for the, because we are already discussing here. I just stopped there on the on my on the flow, because I need to. I will first generate the schema, and will continue my flow from there. This is the speech page, and on this on from this is the, if you go to the URL here, like docs.microsoft.com/enus/adaptive cards, you will see most of the content which I am going to, which I am discussing, is already listed on the this documentation. And this is the best mode to approach here. And this is the JSON here for speak. Like if you want to speak hello world, you can use this JSON property, and for any of the text component. Like this could be valuable for the people with disability, that and this is for the, like, just like if you want to apply. And there are 2 ways of delivery, that which could be on demand, on delivery. Whenever adaptive card is loaded, it will start speaking, or if you click, then it will speak. So these are different. Even you can play an audio from there, or you can write in text, which could be read by the system, Cortana. So here is a team based workflows, but I will go with the default one, board framework web chat, and we select a new, and here you can see different in the repository of the chats. Sorry, adaptive card which are available. This could be used for the flying components. And if sometime back, when I have to develop any similar type of component, because we have been developing web parts for SharePoint, even more writing custom components on web portals, and we need to design this thing with the help of designer, and it take too much time, and we have to match up our existing applications. And if we go to the like today, we have a different set of devices, and for each set of device we have to develop a separate component. But here with the adaptive cards, we have the flexibility that we have to write on the single script, and which could be usable for on different type of applications with a little change in attributes. So I will use the default one, because this is the most handy. And here you can see different properties here. And it is currently, this one is fetching data from this editor. You can see that it having, if I make any change here, it will be applied here. And these are the fact set, which is just like we are showing some listing of data, and this is how you are fetching data. If we discuss about master detail scenario, or if we have banking application where I want to see the account detail, and then all the transactions we can be used here, that we will be providing key and value pairs here. And these are the properties here, and for each block you can see the ID. The ID is not set, and it's not necessary to you to set the IDs, but it's always good to have the separate ID for each of the components. You can break text blocks here, or any of the blocks here, but I'm not going to make any changes here. I'm going to quickly making few of the changes here, that What I will do, I'm just changing the name of the here, open SharePoint list item, and just will change the URL in the demo there. And rest of the properties I will not. I'm not going to change now. And this is you will also have the option to format dates and the layouts, because I just have noticed time. We only have 10 minutes. So I'm going to copy this schema here and we'll go back to my flow here and we'll publish this. Now my flow is published here. And what I need to do, this is the title. I'm going to write I'm writing down static text here, but for here I'm just this is the URL of the employee. I'm just selecting here because it's down here. I have a property picture column. These are all the list items because I already have fetched the list item based on the ID. So it's showing me the properties of the list. It's already there. Somehow it's not showing up here. So I will go to the creator name. It's going down. I will add the title here. Title is added here. Sorry for because somehow due to some browser limitation, it's not popping up. So, but if this is the date. I edit a column for the joining date of joining. I'm not doing any formatting for now, and these are the code blocks here for the description. I already have a field for description. And here, if you can see the key and value pair, I just have to do one thing here because I don't want to use that fact report. So what I will do. It is as a new fact. So here, you can see here, it already have added some of the fields here on the items for these fields. So I will copy this thing and will place it on my and here on status I will it already changed the value to status value because twice field have a different value. I will into mobile number. I read a Twitter account here. And now here to open the URL on the new location, what I will do, I will add the there's a property named URL. Link to item. So here we also have a option available for setting up an icon with the for the fields. But right now I'm just saving this using these informations which I have selected, and our demo is our flow is ready now. I will save the changes here. Now you can see that it's published successfully. Okay, I will go to the SharePoint list again and we'll refresh the list because I already have run a different flow on that one. So it will be showing me two flows here. If I click, and right now, if I do not select any item, it will not be showing me any of the flows here. But when I select it, it will show me the flows which are related to the which are based on the selected item. So we have created this one, demo for new employee and adaptive card. I will run this one. It will ask me, it could ask me for the permissions for on the connections, if not set already. It's verifying the connections here because I am already logged in on the same browser. So we are good here. I will continue here. And now I have to trigger the workflow, the flow from here. And let's see the status on the flow here. I will go to my flow. This is the flow which we have created. Let's see how many it got failed. Let's see what would happen. Something went wrong here. Bad request. I think because I tried to modify the schema and something went wrong from here. So instead of this one, what I will do, I will show you my. I will run the other one, which that's why. Because what I have to do, I'm running this on this one, backup demo card. That's good that I already have created backup option to maximum the time here. I will run the flow because we have already verified. And if I go to my flow again, this one, and this is the backup flow which I have created. If I go here and it will show that it's just ran 5 seconds ago and it succeeded. And if I go to my teams here on this one, because we were unable to run anything, it got failed. It's not showing anything here. But if I go to this one, AC backup adaptive card, here you can see that the flow is here. Welcome to the team, and you can see all the fields here. And it on this one, I also have added a URL here with the open field item. And if I click on this one, it is linked to the list item. And this is very helpful for showing the descriptive data that because we can, whenever a new, if we take a scenario of a new employee, whenever a new employee joins, we can use this one for the employee, so that the employee can, that whenever new employee joins the team on the flow automatically, whenever a new list item is created, we can generate the flow automatically at the back end, and it will be sharing all the detail of the user on the Teams channel. And if I show you the schema for this one, so that you can get an idea that the step which I have taken are nothing different from the previous one, I will edit the flow. And these are the same steps which I have shown you. And here it's also having the same team and the channel. And here you can see that there's nothing changed here. I just shared the picture here, title here, and date, description, because this was the portion which I have copied here, and this might messed up on the previous one. So I don't want to waste time on that one, on fixing that one, because this is this there's nothing changed on the schema. And here you can see the link to the item, and I also have set up an icon URL here, which showing this URL, which showing the icon with the adaptive card. And this adaptive card automatically taking the UI of the existing environment, and we can also generate the adaptive cards based on the lightweight or night mode of the teams. Yeah, like dark adaptive cards, which could be helpful.
Adnan, sorry to interrupt, but we've really come to an end of the session. So if you can please quickly wrap up, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm done with the demo. So this is the demo for the teams, and now I will go to the use some useful resources. I will be sharing the links at the end, but you can search on the adaptive card, get started on microsoftdocs.microsoft.com, and for the here you can see on the tooltip that adaptivecards.io/designer is the designer page from where I generated the schema, and you can contact me. And similarly, the schema explorer link is also available on the same page, and you can reach out to me on my blog for more details on the similar topics, because I have been posting from on SharePoint and other areas also. And you can reach out to me on Twitter at Adnan_Amin. And you can also join my Facebook page on MS Tech Talk. And this is my, I recently started my YouTube channel where I am sharing technical trainings, and you can also subscribe there and follow me there and for more trainings. And thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for bearing me for the last 1 hour. And I know that you must be tired now, because it's been almost 30 hours or 32 hours for the long marathon.